I'm Rachel Berglund with the Kajani Group. What would a revenue enablement strategy aligned with the customer value cycle look like? And what would some of the outcomes be? Let's answer that in terms of a company your business wants to land, a billion-dollar athleisure brand called Act.me. They're struggling with shrinking market share as newer, more nimble competitors are taking big bites out of their business. Act.me has defined a set of initiatives to address this challenge, and they're busy putting those initiatives into effect. Let's call this first stage execution. At various intervals, whether formally or informally, Act.me looks at the rate of progress they're making to determine any course corrections they should make. Let's call this the validation stage. The data Act.me gets from their observations will steer them towards the decisions they need to make about their next steps. Spend some more time and money over here, less over there, etc. They'll do some cost benefit analysis relative to the outcomes they're trying to drive and choose the ones they believe will be most likely to get them closer to their objective. And then they'll make and secure the commitments required to make them happen. Now, once that's done, what's left is to operationalize those decisions, sign the contract, configure and roll out the infrastructure, migrate the data, train the people, and so forth. We'll call this stage deployment. Now, Act.me's work doesn't stop there, it starts over. They're back in the execution stage. To capture and keep Act.me's business, your objective is simple. First, you have to positively disrupt the trajectory of this cycle. Persuade Act.me that investment in your business's products or services is the best way to achieve their desired outcomes. And then you have to deliver that best way to them over and over and over again. So, an effective revenue enablement strategy should be just as simple. Deliver the content, tools, and training your teams need to fulfill their role in moving customers through this cycle. What do they need to positively disrupt Act.me's understanding about the limitations and risks in their current strategy? To influence their validation process successfully? To drive their decision that the value they'll get from an investment in your solution will exceed its costs? And what does your team need to do to partner with Act.me to deploy this new solution? Help them execute on this new approach, then validate that the level of value they're realizing is so significant that the decision to keep and grow their investment in you is an easy one. Aligning a revenue enablement program strategy around enabling customer value isn't an argument for throwing out your traditional programs aligned with your internal sales process, but it is an argument for recalibrating them to make their operational true north the impact they have on the four stages of the customer value cycle. And to do that, the first order of business should be to build a working model of what your customer's value cycle looks like, from the industry they're in all the way down to the individual contributor, to make sure that every customer facing team in your company knows what their role is in contributing to it. And then they need the content, tools, and training to make that contribution effectively. Not only will this approach help you achieve the growth outcomes you're trying to drive, it will improve the way your business works internally. For your customer facing revenue teams, the improved clarity and focus on the purpose of their role will enable them to better execute it individually and collectively. For your key internal stakeholders, groups like marketing or product, working from a unified framework for customer value delivery will help your relationship evolve from one that's traditionally felt a little combative to a truly collaborative one. And enablement teams will realize significant degrees of efficiency in the way role based programs are designed, deployed, and managed. Now, this all sounds great, and the approach for getting there sounds simple. And if you're an early stage startup, orienting your revenue enablement strategy around the customer value cycle from the beginning is a great way to set your company up for early success. But if you're a later stage company with a larger revenue organization and an established revenue enablement program, shifting that strategy while all your current programs and priorities are in motion can be challenging. And that's why the Kajani Group exists. We offer resources and tools to help revenue teams at early and late stage SaaS startup companies make the customer value cycle their operational true north for revenue enablement. You can go to our website for more details, or if you've got a question or an idea about how this might work at your company, reach out directly at the link below. We look forward to connecting with you.